All right. Today we're diving into something that could totally change how you interact with technology itself. It's called OpenClaw, and it's basically your own personal AI agent.
I mean, just imagine an AI assistant that doesn't just answer questions, but actually actively works for you 24/7, running on your own computer. That's the huge promise we're digging into today.
Okay, so what is OpenClaw exactly? Well, think of it as an autonomous AI agent, but here's the crucial difference. It runs on your machine. You're in control. And get this isn't some random side project. It has official backing from OpenAI, which, yeah, that gives it some serious credibility.
But before we can unleash all that power, we gotta get it up and running, right? So let's start with your first setup. And honestly, it's a lot more straightforward than you might think.
The whole installation really just boils down to three main stages. You kick things off with a simple install. Then you give the agent its brain by connecting it to an AI model, and then, this is the fun part, you get to shape its identity.
Now that second step, connecting the brain, is absolutely key. For your agent to think, it needs to tap into a large language model. That just means you need to grab something called an API key from a provider like OpenAI or Anthropic. It's super quick. You just pop over to their developer site, generate a key, and plug it right into the setup.
And now we get to the really cool part, making it personal. This is where you tell the agent its name, you tell it your name, and you can even define its whole personality, how you want it to behave. And the thing is, this isn't just a one-time instruction. OpenClaw actually saves this to its long-term memory, so it shapes every single interaction you have from that moment on.
But let's be real, an agent isn't very useful if it's just stuck in a computer terminal. The real magic happens when you connect OpenClaw to the apps and tools you're using every single day.
And this is where it gets incredibly practical. You can set up channels to talk with your agent from literally anywhere, right on your phone, using the apps you already have like WhatsApp or Telegram. Your chats are synced directly with the agent that's running on your computer back home.
Getting this connection up and running is surprisingly simple. For WhatsApp, you just scan a QR code. That's it. For Telegram, it's a quick chat with this service called the app BotFather to get an API token. Either way, you're all set in just a couple of minutes.
So what about connecting to more complicated services? Well, this quote just captures the power of it perfectly. Instead of messing around with manual setups, a lot of the time, you can just paste instructions from a tool like Zapier right into the chat, and OpenClaw just configures itself. It really does feel like magic.
So check out this real-world test. The goal was to grab the last 5 emails from a Gmail account. By connecting OpenClaw through Zapier, it worked flawlessly. It pulled the emails and laid them out nice and clean in the chat. But here's the most important part: control. Zapier works like a secure middleman. It lets you give very specific permissions, like letting the agent find emails, but not giving it the power to send or delete them.
Now, the ability to connect your email and all your other apps is incredibly powerful, but that much power really demands a reality check. We have to talk about the two biggest concerns here: security and cost.
17%. That number might not seem huge by itself, but in the world of AI agents, it actually represents a pretty startling security threat.
That's because it's estimated that 17% of the community-made skills you can add to these agents might be malicious. They're called honeybots, basically tools designed by hackers to trick you into giving away your personal info. This is exactly why using a trusted service like Zapier is so critical, instead of just installing random tools you find online.
The other big thing to think about is cost. Using cloud models from places like OpenAI is super easy, but the costs can stack up really fast because you're paying for every single request. The alternative is to run a model locally on your own hardware. That gives you 100% privacy and it's free to run, but it's a more complex setup and you're going to need some serious computer power.
So, if you're willing to dive into that complexity to get total privacy and cut down on costs, let's look at how you can go even further and unlock OpenClaw's full potential by running everything yourself.
The key to running these AI models locally is a powerful tool called Llama. It basically lets you download and run open source models right there on your own PC, which means you completely sidestep all the cost and privacy concerns of those big cloud services.
To get started, you use Llama to download a model. A really good one to begin with is GLM47 Flash. But fair warning, it's a huge 25 gigabyte download. This is why a lot of people are actually dedicating a separate machine, like a Mac Mini, just to run their agent. Oh, and here's a great pro tip. You can sync your whole setup to GitHub, which makes sure you always have a secure backup of your agent's configuration.
So there you have it. That's OpenClaw. It's incredibly powerful, it's super customizable, and it really gives you a glimpse into a future of truly personal AI. But it also comes with some very real risks, which leaves us with one final big question. Are these agents the next great leap in productivity, or are they a security risk that we're just not ready to manage?